When most people think about wellness, they think about fitness, nutrition, but they would be leaving out 6 super important dimensions of wellness if that's all that we considered. So today we're going to explore the 8 dimensions of wellness, and I'm going to share with you a dimension of wellness that I have gotten better at over the years, and it's given me a lot of stress-free thinking and looking forward to my future more than I ever have. So let's dive right in. The first element is physical. Physical encompasses a lot of things. It encompasses workouts, nutrition, sleep. It encompasses your hygiene, your amount of times that you check in with the doctor, even self-care, which is one of my favorite things about physical wellness. The second one is emotional. Now, this one is understanding and managing, expressing our feelings, knowing about emotions and that we're going to have them no matter what. It's how we deal with them that's the important thing. Also, coping with stress and our self-esteem. Intellectual is number 3. We've gone through physical, emotional, and now we're moving on to intellectual. Intellectual is one of my favorite ones. That's one of the reasons I'm starting this YouTube channel, is because I love learning. I like to learn. If I have something that's broken in my home, I do my best to try to fix it myself before I call a professional. And then if it's just out of my reach or out of my skill set to fix it, I'll call somebody to help me out. Intellectual is our ability to be creative, which is another fun thing I like to do, is be creative, making videos, adjusting lighting. I'm a photographer. I love to create things with paper. So intellectual wellness, the main thing is that we need to continue to stimulate our minds. Just because we're graduated from high school or we're done with continuing education, that doesn't mean we're done learning. The next element in wellness is our social wellness. So this is building strong relationships with a sense of belonging, and also a support system. This can come from our family, this can come from our friends, it can even come from fluffy little Pomeranians that aren't barking in the video today, who are asleep on the couch right now like a good boy. So we're grateful for that. So a support system is important in our social wellness. And social wellness can come from real interactions with people. It can also come from online opportunities where we maybe are involved in groups that have similar interests, like photography or a sport or something like that. There's obviously lots of opportunities to be social online, but we want to make sure that the connections we are making are also in real life as well. The next element or dimension of wellness is spiritual. Now, this is another one of my favorites because it encompasses a lot of things. It can obviously be a faith-based type spirituality. It can also be just outlining your standards and your morals and what you're willing to accept in your life, finding meaning in your life. I believe it also includes serving others and reaching out and doing good things for those around you. So spiritual is a really fun one because it can help you to find out who you are and where you've come from, and it's often emotional because it's tied to our our family and our genetics, and I've had several experiences where I feel very tied to my family because we are either very much alike or very different. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 6 is environmental. This is one that challenges me the most when you look at one aspect of environmental. It is recognizing the impact of our surroundings and how our well-being is affected by that, and how we are really truly in control of creating a healthy, safe environment for ourselves. One of my favorite things to do when I was a kid was to rearrange my room, and it always just felt like a new space to me. And I would redecorate and rearrange all my toys and knickknacks and trophies and things like that. And so situation with environmental is, I think a lot of people don't realize with environmental wellness, clutter and things around our home can really affect our emotions and how we feel. And so it's important to recognize that our space around us, we are in control of it. And if clutter is an issue or cleanliness is an issue, we can change that about ourselves. It's not that we have to become neat freaks or anything like that. We can implement things that help us just to have our days run smoother. For example, today when I was getting ready to record this video, I noticed that the battery on my camera was low, and I was like, well, I better charge that. I could not find the charger. You know, I put it somewhere where I would be able to find it easily when I needed it. And I was getting very frustrated thinking, well, where would I have put that? That was the good idea to store it. And it just took me way too long to find it. So I've picked a new place to put it, and hopefully that won't happen again. So environmental wellness is super important. And it's something I'm working on this year. I hope to continue to declutter my home and continue to donate, and also not buy into consumerism and continue to buy things that will clutter up my home. So that's a topic for another video. Number 7 is occupational wellness. Occupational wellness is where we take a look at how we feel fulfilled in our work environment, and how it aligns with what we believe in, and how that workspace honors us and treats us, and just our fulfillment. For example, I am a teacher. It is a very challenging job. I mean, just so exhausting, because you're just on all day and you're interacting with a lot of students all day long. But it is also so rewarding and so fulfilling to hang out in high school with 14 to 18-year-olds, and that's why a few times I will probably slip in some of their words that they like to use. I tend to talk like a high schooler at times. So occupational wellness is extremely important, because if your job is creating stress that is not at a level that's healthy for you, and you're coming home and not being able to be your best self for your family and friends, that is maybe something that needs to be evaluated. Number 8 is one that I promised to talk to you about that has brought me a lot of security and safety, and that is financial health. There was a time in my life that I had a problem with not understanding how detrimental debt can be on your future, on your stress level, and how it's just really not a way to manage your finances, is to go into debt or to use credit cards. And so financial wellness is managing your finances and being responsible about them. And what that does for you is it offers an ability for you to feel stable and to have a security that you really can't have any other way. And so what that requires, and this is the piece that I didn't always understand when I was a young 20-year-old, in college, thinking that, the new outfit would solve all the problems. I didn't understand that when people would say you need to live within your means, that sounds so boring to me. If I saw something that I wanted to buy it. And that was my immaturity at the time. I just had not turned the page mature wise with my maturity to understand that it would be okay to wait. That is not a need. Those things that we want, you can live without it. And now what's so funny is I wouldn't say mastered this element of wellness, because I don't think it's possible to master all of these, because our life is evolving. That's the exciting thing about health, is it's constantly evolving, and you get to constantly evaluate how you are doing in all of these aspects. And so what I was saying about the financial security is that now I look at my ability to have financial wealth. Oh, that's a funny little Freudian slip that I just had. My ability to have financial wellness is just as fun as it was to charge things and get something right away. Now I find great joy in delaying gratification. I find great joy and security in saying I can make do with what I have. I have everything I need. I feel actually very abundantly blessed and taken care of in a way that when you're mindful of your finances, that's just the byproduct of it. It's just so exciting. I want to talk about it so much. So let's review. There's physical wellness, emotional wellness, intellectual wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, environmental wellness, occupational wellness, and of course, financial wellness. This is going to be kind of the backbone or the foundation of my channel. Is I'm going to take these topics and we're going to pick them apart and we're going to talk about them. I am a 53-year-old woman who is probably years away from retirement, and so I probably will be tying in some of those aspects of my life as well. It's just so exciting because I'm not quite sure where this channel is going to go. Things are progressing in a very fun way. I was looking forward to doing this video all afternoon, waiting for my battery to charge, and I just look forward to getting better. So I invite you to go along with me through this journey, and we're going to talk about all these things. I mean, who doesn't want to talk about health and bettering ourselves? And let me tell you a little story. This is the reason I went back to basics. You probably know all of these things that I mentioned in this video. You've heard it either in a health class or maybe a YouTube video. This is why I went back to basics today. This story has always stuck with me. Vince Lombardi, I believe it was in 1960, they lost the championship or didn't go as far as they wanted to through the rankings. And then in 1961 summer football camp, he sat his football players down. He told them to take a knee and he said, "Gentlemen, this is a football." And he just went back to basics. He said, "This is a football. These are the yard markers. That's the goalpost." And the reason he did that is because there's absolutely nothing wrong with going back to basics. It's what we need to do sometimes to remind ourselves what we need to do to take that giant step forward and become the best self that we can. So there's a little guy down here that wants to say hi to you. Here's Tater. Say hi, Tater. Yeah. Have a good day, you guys.